Hey you guys, it's Jess. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm so excited because I'm going to be showing you guys how I get my luscious, stretched, voluminous twist outs. If you've been watching like my few previous videos when I first colored my hair, I was telling you guys how I finally got the key to my twist outs, and I just want to share it with you guys. As you can see, my color is starting to fade just a little bit, and I will be doing a video next week on how I refresh my color and how I take care of my colored hair and yada yada. But we're gonna start off with this poppin' twist out. So I just co-washed my hair, so my hair is nice and clean and ready to be styled. So I'm gonna go ahead and section my hair into 4 parts. And if you guys have missed a few of my videos, I have said this a few times already. I did get another trim when I went to get my hair colored, so my hair is a little bit shorter than what you guys are used to. But I do want to say, when I trim my hair, well, I didn't trim it, the stylist trimmed it, but it makes such a huge difference in the way that my hair comes out, like my twist outs and my braid outs. I haven't done a wash and go just yet, but whoo, y'all, it made a huge difference. So don't be scared to clip them ends, girl. Clip them ends. Okay, so one of the things that I noticed now that my hair is a little bit shorter, and this is all depending on the length of your hair, you want to make sure you're doing the right size twist. Because when I first came back from Chicago from trimming my hair, I tried to do like 8 big twists in my hair like I would do when my hair was longer, and the curl pattern didn't come out the same as I was used to because my hair is shorter now. So depending on the length of your hair, I mean, if your hair is extremely long, you can do whatever size twist you want and it's gonna come out great. But the shorter your hair, the smaller your twist should be to get a more defined look and a curl pattern that will last you a lot longer. I'm gonna do it on damp hair, and we're gonna do medium-ish type sections. So for today's style, and this is the same thing I used in my previous video when I was doing my twist out. You guys were all asking me. I'm using Main Choice Ancient Egyptian 24 karat glistening gold twisting gel. So that's what I'll be using today. Just going to take like a middle finger's worth amount, spread that between my fingers, and then put that all in my hair. Make sure you are getting it on your ends. That is probably the most important part. Well, one of the most important parts, making sure your ends, I'm taking a little more, make sure your ends definitely got that, the product on there. Then you want to make sure your hair is thoroughly detangled. I already detangled when I was deep conditioning, but I just wanted to go through it one more time. So I'm using my Denman brush. Then I'm just going to go ahead and twist like I normally would. And try to make sure your hair is in equal parts, because you don't want to have to borrow. Like, you know how when you get to the end of your twist and you have to start borrowing hair, because then like the curl pattern comes out kind of funky and we don't want that. So I'm just twisting and then twisting it between my fingers, twisting it around, twisting it between my fingers. I think we all know how to do twist outs by now, so I'm not going to spend too much time showing you how to do a twist. But in case you didn't know, that's how it's done. Make sure you're detangling as you go down, just to make sure you have no tangles in the hair so that you can get the best results as possible. So now, when you get to a certain length, about right here is good. So I'm not gonna twist all the way down. I'm gonna leave this part here, detangle it with a fine tooth comb. Take a little bit more of the twisting gel and then coil it around my finger. So it should look like this. It should look like that. I feel like the coiling part is actually one of the most important parts because it gives your ends a very defined look. So, I'm gonna run through that one more time. So for the second section that I do, I'm gonna split it into 2 parts. So this section here,
and y'all better act like y'all see this new growth. Okay.
you can see, I'm gonna split this one into 2 parts. And then I'm just gonna make 2 twists. Okay, so I'm all done and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 twists in the back of my head. And if you can see at the end, which is like one of the most important parts, I have my coilies at the end. You don't want to twist your hair all the way down. You want to make sure you leave some space so that you can coil the ends. So I have 6 twists in the ends, on the ends. And then I'm just going to continue to do that throughout the rest of my hair. So I am all done. I can't even tell you how many twists I have in my head right now. I'll probably count tomorrow morning when I take these out. So I'm gonna let these dry overnight. This is what it's looking like right now. Again, ends are coiled. It's very, very important. So I'm gonna let these dry overnight and then I'm gonna come back tomorrow and I'm gonna show you guys how I separate and fluff and stretch my twist out to make it nice, long, voluminous, juicy. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Okay, hey you guys, I am back and it's actually 2 days later. I didn't mean to wait this long, but you know, life happens, life gets in the way. So I am now going to unravel my twist and show you guys how I get it nice and fluffy and stretched and still defined. So the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm going to take my Essential 7 Treatment Oil by Cream of Nature and I'm gonna rub that on my fingers so that I can help to reduce frizz as much as possible. I'm gonna start off with this one here. See how it's still nice and coiled at the end? I'm just going to nicely undo, undo, undo. And here we go. I have two nice bouncy curls here. I'm not gonna separate them just yet. I'm gonna go ahead and undo all of the twists first. And this is why I love twist outs more than braid outs. Well, kind of. This is one of the reasons. Whew. Well, one of the things that I prefer from a twist out over a braid out is so much easier to take down with less problems of frizz. But that's just me. I love me a good braid out too, don't even worry about it. So I'm gonna do this throughout the rest of my hair. Try to be as gentle as possible. There's really no way that the curl pattern should be disturbed in this process because you're literally just pulling it maybe twice and then it should be unraveling by itself, to be honest. All right, so all my twists are unraveled. Yes, hunty, we're not even gonna act like we don't see this curl definition. Y'all better put some respect on my twist out. Yes, honey. Okay. Yes, so we are gonna go ahead and unravel. Now this part is very important, okay? This can make or break your twist out. And I feel like I've said this before, but I mean it. So when it comes to your curl pattern, if your curls are very, very defined, like maybe Hazel Goddess or African Beauty, I feel like you can separate your twist out a lot more and it'll still hold up throughout the week because that's how your curls, they naturally just hold up for you, you know? But if your curl pattern is more like mine or more like a 4C texture where your curls don't pop on its own, you want to leave as much of the twist out texture as you can and not separate them so much, because that's when it becomes frizzy. I hope that made sense. So I'm gonna put some more oil on my hands, and then I'm gonna get close and then just separate a few times. This is probably as much as I'm gonna separate. 3, sometimes 4 per twist. No, like before I was doing like 6 or 7 separations. We don't need all that. Just separate, depending on how long your hair is also, but you know, just 3 or 4 times. Now that's personally just for my hair, because I know how my curl pattern is. Some people might want to separate more, some people might even want to separate less. Some people don't want to separate at all. So you have to just kind of read your hair. And besides, throughout the week, your curl pattern will, the twist will start to separate and fluff a little bit more on its own. So you don't want to overdo it on the first day, or else you're not going to get much wear out of it, you know? So I'm going to keep on doing that 3 or 4 times each. Also, I know it's also like a rule of thumb to kind of separate where your hair naturally separates. So in order to do that, you kind of have to like unravel it in the opposite direction, and then you'll start seeing where your hair naturally wants to separate. Yes, honey. Alright, so here is my, not finished, but here is my unraveled results. I'm not gonna lie, on some parts my hair wanted to unravel more than 3 or 4 times, so I just let it do what it wanted to do. So this is what it is looking like. Curl definition on 160, if I do say so myself. So yeah, this is cute and all, it really is. So if you are not extra, you can just, you know, kind of fluff it and leave it like this, but I would prefer a little more length and a little more volume. So now I'm gonna take my blow dryer, okay, but I'm gonna also take my heat protectant spray. I'm using the Tresemme Keratin Smooth Heat Protectant, so I'll be using that on my hair. So if you don't know what stretching is, it's really just pulling at, for me, it's pulling at the roots and just blow drying the roots on like a low or cool air. Don't want to blow dry down to the ends. Leave the ends curled and coily, and we're just going to stretch out the roots in smaller sections, like so. So then now it will be stretched. You can tell the roots aren't as defined, but the ends, which are the important part, will still be defined. So you can see one side is over here and one side is down here, and that's where you want to be. Okay. So I have one half of my hair stretched out, and I just want to show you the difference between when you stretch your hair between when you don't. Like I said, this is obviously not mandatory, obviously, so you don't have to do this, but if you want a little bit more length, like I have here, you can stretch it out, or you can leave it up here. It's really up to you. I feel like it lasts just as long. So yeah, I'm gonna do that for the rest of my hair, and then I will be back. Here is my stretched results. So just a few more finishing touches. I'm going to pick my roots, even though I stretched them already, but we're gonna pick it for some volume. And then the last thing I'm gonna do is my edges just up on this side. I'm gonna use my Gorilla Snot Gel. I know you guys can see that it's white right now, and To be honest, I don't know why it looks like that, but it'll dry clear. It always does. So I'm gonna let it set for a little bit, and then I'll show you guys the finished product in like 10 or 15 minutes. Okay. You guys ready to sleep? All right, so I had it sitting for like 30 minutes. I got caught up. And here we go. This is the final look. Alright, so that is how I received my perfect, fluffy, stretched, but still defined twist out, and this should last me about 4 or 5 days. I haven't reached a whole week yet. It's usually in a puff by like day 5 or day 6, to be honest. So this is how I do it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, leave them down below. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.